This is hands down the best burger you've ever seen. I'm talking about juicy, tender, succulent beef, loads of cheese, and a big gulp of sauce.
Big thanks to Napoleon Grills for sponsoring this episode.
Yes, this is the burger. I'm not talking about something simple and cheap and easy to make. I'm talking about going the extra mile to create the perfect burger. Of course, everybody loves a good burger, and especially when it's cheap and you're drinking a couple of beers, and I've made my fair share of those burgers. If I would have to characterize the perfect burger, then I would want juicy meat. I need to have a thick, dark crust on my burger, and I would have to have loads of melting cheese. And let's not forget about a really good sauce, all put together on a tasty bun, which you can then still bite into, but it's borderline breaking your jaw. And I think this burger is going to match that and be even better. But enough talking, let's get started. The first ingredient that is going to make this burger stand apart is this. These are veal cheeks. And I'm going to season them with a little bit of PITMASTERX beef seasoning. I want a nice thick crust on them. What these veal cheeks are going to do for my burger is create extra beefy flavor. Because of the heavy chewing that cows have to do, it's a working muscle. And working muscles pack loads and loads of flavor. I'm gonna put a heavy coat of seasoning on, make sure that it's nice and sticky. There we go. And this is now ready to go on the barbecue. So let's fire it up. I'm gonna use the Napoleon Kettle Grill Pro. On one side I'm gonna put a little bit of charcoal. Then I'm going to stack on some long burning coconut briquettes, a chunk of smoke wood, and light it up. Once it's lit, the grill grates go on, the lid closed, and the top vent all the way open, and the bottom vent almost all the way closed. I'm going to use a thermometer from Chef's Temp to keep an eye on the core temperature and the temperature inside the barbecue. Time to put the beef cheeks on and let them smoke. I'm going to check again on these beef cheeks when the core temperature is at least 70 degrees Celsius. I'm going to set the alarm in the Chef's Temp thermometer on my app to the 70 degrees Celsius that I need, so now I can focus on doing the rest of the prep work. The beef cheeks are not going to be the actual burger, they're going to be part of the topping, but it's not going to be the only topping. You see, we're going to need a sauce, not just a sauce, but something that goes really well with beef. And that's why I got this. This is horseradish. I'm going to grate, just like we do with garlic or ginger. And by grating it, I'm breaking down the structure because I want it to be part of the sauce fresh. And if you have ever had wasabi at a Chinese restaurant, most likely it's fake wasabi and it's made out of horseradish. So you can imagine how sharp the horseradish is and what kind of sauce we're making here. And I got about 2 tablespoons worth of grated horseradish here, to which I'm going to add half a cup of creme fraiche, half a cup of mayonnaise, a tablespoon of the PITMASTERX beef seasoning, and a tablespoon of sriracha hot sauce. Mix that up, and as always, we're going to perform a taste test to make sure that we got the flavors exactly right. Ooh, that is really good. Wow. The reason that I'm taking so long thinking about it is because the flavors just keep coming. It's basically building up. It's fantastic. Wow. I'm not going to change anything about this. Put a little bit of cling film on top of it and stick it in the fridge where the flavors will develop even further. The next topping for the burger is going to be onions. And we're going to make a lot of them. All I'm going to do is cut them in half and then slice them up. With the work all done, I'm going to take out my PITMASTERX hand-polished cast iron pan, put it on the fire, light it up, and preheat the pan. I'm going to add about 100 grams of butter, let it melt, and then start adding the onions. And we're going to take it slow, set the burner to a low position. I'm more looking for like a slow confit style of cooking the onions. Now you can see how much the onions reduced, and that's why you need so much onions. Now, of course, we're also going to need to season these onions to get them up to flavor. So I'm adding about a tablespoon of the PITMASTERX Texas seasoning and a teaspoon of sugar. Turn off the gas. I'm going to take a spoon and put it in a jar. That is for easy storage, and if you have a little bit left at the end of the burger, then you automatically can save it in the fridge. And another burger topping is done. I just got the notification that the beef cheeks are at 70 degrees Celsius and they already build up a beautiful bark. I got a pan here with some beef tallow. I'm going to warm it up on the barbecue. I'm just going to set all burners to the lowest position and close the lid. And when the beef tallow has melted, I'm going to add the beef cheeks. I'm gonna pull this out and close the lid. I'm gonna check the temperature in the beef cheeks every now and then while they sit in the barbecue. I want them to turn completely soft. And that happens when the core temperature hits 98 degrees Celsius. Then it's time to take them off. I'm just gonna quickly check on the temp. 98.2, that's about it. That's about what we need. Still crispy crust. This one is 49. Still is probe tender. So the probe tenderness is the most important part. And besides that, I'm going to let them rest for a little bit. So these are now coming off the barbecue. I'm going to let them rest. I'm going to turn off the burners and then remove the grill grates. Place in a flat top griddle. Turn the burners back on to the lowest position. Now the cool thing with this barbecue is that I can switch it on and then it's going to tell me the temperature underneath the grill plate. So we're currently running at 200 degrees Celsius and that is perfect. Another way to do it, which a lot of burger joints use, is by taking a little bit of beef tallow, putting it on the plate and put the buns on and toast them. And now you really get to see how hot it is and how good the sear is before you put the burger on. It's actually not going fast enough. It's not searing at all. So I need to raise the temperature up. And we're going to go from 200, maybe even up to 400 degrees Celsius underneath the griddle plate. Another thing that I noticed is that the gas bottle on the screen is orange. Yes, this barbecue tells me if I'm running low on gas. Once the burger buns turn nice golden brown, it's time to take them off. The cool thing is that this burger comes from a bull that we butchered this summer. So my own Black Angus burger on the grill for the perfect burger. There we go. And because I want the perfect sear and I want to make sure the burger doesn't shrink up too much, I'm going to press it with my burger press. I'm going to season it with the PITMASTERX Texas seasoning, flip it, then a couple of slices of cheese go on. I'm going to close the lid and let the cheese melt. Now I'm going to take the beef cheeks and this is going to be our special topping. Look at that. It's super tender. It's super juicy. I'm just going to squeeze it onto the burger. The whole thing's just not going to fit, but I'm going to try it anyway. Of course, I can't forget about the confit onions, the horseradish sriracha sauce, and put the cap back on, and there we go. Now that is what I call the ultimate burger. It's got tender beef flavor, it's got barbecue, it's got a Black Angus burger, delicious cheese, a homemade sauce, confit onions. It doesn't get much more luxurious than that for a homemade burger. And the cool thing is, it is big, but it's not too big. You get what I'm saying? Cheers guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. See you in the next one. Until then, eet smakelijk and keep on grilling. Oh.